I think an inclusive Edmonton is a place where everyone is welcomed and respected and feels safe and has a sense of belonging. And this is not just some Edmontonians, but all Edmontonians, where everyone has an equal opportunity to participate in the community in a way that's meaningful to them, whether that's volunteer work or involvement in a faith community or employment, and employment in a meaningful way. And Edmonton should be a place where everyone's talents and skills are valued and treated equally. Edmonton does a really great job of celebrating diversity. And we have great festivals, we have amazing cultural groups that do great activities, and that's a starting point. It really creates awareness and starts conversations. And I know many corporations in the city are now starting to look towards diversity and inclusion plans or training for employees. And I think that's an important next step. However, Edmonton is a very diverse city, and diversity keeps growing here in terms of multiculturalism, and we still don't see that diversity truly reflected in our workforces, which I think is why some of these corporations in the city are moving towards these plans. But what can we do to make Edmonton more inclusive? I think we have many organizations and non-for-profit groups and cultural communities that are successful at building an inclusive environment. So just a small example, at CCI LEX, I remember we had a teacher where a refugee woman, told him that CCI LEX, the school, was the only place she laughed. And that has stuck with so many of us here. It's how do we make that community where people are safe and feel welcomed and can relax? So I think we need to find what are some of the successful organizations doing to create this environment, and can we bring all of these different stakeholders together? I think some of those conversations have started, but can we bring different stakeholders together to talk about this, and how do we have success in our own organizations, and how can we bridge this out into the wider community? I think our own organizations need to look at what are the barriers that we have within our own organizations, and what are the barriers in our broader systems to help bridge that gap and to make Edmonton more inclusive. I think to make workplaces more inclusive, of course, there's the broader level where we need to focus on our policies and our plans. On how we approach diversity and inclusion. So for example, if there's an employee who doesn't celebrate a typical statutory holiday, is there another holiday that's important to them that we could provide as a day off instead? That's just a simple example, and how we look at recruitment and bring in those diverse applications to ensure the best talent is coming in. We need to make sure that there are opportunities, equal opportunities for all the employees, and how maybe we can provide a bit of extra support to get them into more higher level positions or more interesting or creative projects, and what do we need to do to help them overcome any challenges that they might have doing that. And sometimes it comes down to just taking a chance. I know that lack of Canadian work experience is always a barrier. I know for our students here, even just having a letter of reference from the school to say they are a good student and have good attendance, even that little piece can be so important. So I think for workplaces, in terms of the recruitment piece, they need to be looking at those resumes and thinking, okay, if all this experience was in Canada, I would bring them in for an interview. So why wouldn't I if it says Delhi or Ghana? The whole workplace has to have the culture that supports diversity and inclusion. And again, that has to come from top down. There has to be support from the people at the top who model and lead the organization to show that there is a culture of inclusion and support and respect no matter where people come from. CCI LEX By the nature of our work in English as a second language school, we have great diversity. Every year we have more than 1,000 students representing 80 different countries. And these are students who are both permanent residents, citizens, refugees, temporary foreign workers, visitors to Canada, student visas, all in one place. And we really excel at creating a warm, welcoming, comfortable environment where people feel safe, not only to practice English, but they can ask questions about Canadian culture, Canadian society, and also about each other's cultures in the classroom. Many of the students are fascinated to learn not only about Canada, but about the other cultures. I think we really give confidence to our students, again, not only in English, but because they're gaining that cultural understanding and experience, and we're giving them that confidence to go out and interact in English, whether it's their second or third or fourth language, and to interact in the community and to get involved outside of the classroom. A big piece of our school is that cultural exchange, and that is really reflected in our volunteers that are working here. So we have about 100 volunteers that come in to teach English to a group of adult students every year. And this is huge. The volunteers are learning as much as the students. They're learning about many different cultures, and they're also learning about that immigration experience and what it's like to be a newcomer here, and what are some of the challenges or barriers. So I think that learning of our volunteers and then them going out and being able to share that or implement that into their workplace or their community league or other volunteer positions is absolutely invaluable. Another way we promote inclusion is we offer volunteer opportunities for our students. So we have right now, for example, 7 students that are doing a variety of different volunteer roles in the office. And so they're getting that extra chance for extra English practice. They're also getting Canadian work experience and a chance to get a really good reference. And I think those are all really important pieces. CCI LEX is an English as a second language school. That is our primary focus. So we offer a variety of general English and specialized English language classes, but we also incorporate that cultural component. So we might have a workshop or information session on taxes or sexual health or recycling. Just a wide variety of information to help our students, or colleges might come in. We believe that all newcomers have skills and talents that will help build a greater, more vibrant, more prosperous, successful Edmonton. And we're helping them by giving them the tools, again, to have the confidence with their language as well as cultural knowledge to go out and get involved in the community. An exciting thing is we're starting to build relationships with employers in the city, and we are working, we have employers who send their students here to improve their language. We are known as a strong program for helping students with their English, as well as learning pieces about Canadian culture and the soft skills. And we're starting to look at delivering some programming to employers off-site. So going to the employer, the place of work, and developing classes that are specific for the workplace. Nothing more exciting to us here than when a student tells us they're stopping coming to school, and maybe it's because they're going on to a upgrading program at Norquest, or maybe they've gotten into an academic ESL program at MacEwan or University of Alberta, or they come and tell us that they've got a job. That is what we're trying to do, and that is success to us.